Welcome to California Firewomen. My name is Athena.
And Meglan.
And Lily.
And this is episode 3, you guys. Episode 3. Lily is our surprise. Meglan, do you want to say a little bit about Lily?
Yeah, Lily. I think you guys have pretty much all seen that we did a post about our new member, Lily Garza. Her and I met, actually all three of us pretty much met through MPC Fire Academy, and I think Lily's going to be a really awesome addition to our team. And her fire background is, we all three kind of have different ones, so I think it'll bring a nice new subject to the matter too, and some more help and questions too. And Lily, if you wanted to say anything about kind of how you started and what your background is a little bit, so people know.
Yeah, so hi everybody. My name's Lily. I started back in 2016/17. I kind of made the decision that after I graduated college, I wanted to get into the fire service. So I just did some research and found out that first I have to go through a fire academy, and even before that, I have to go through an EMT course. So thankfully, I'm pretty lucky that here in the Monterey Bay, we have a great EMT program and fire academy. So that's just how I started. I went through MPC's EMT, and shortly after got into the fire academy back in 2017. And then from there, it just kind of all dominoed into me getting hired with CAL FIRE. So I did that for 4 years. And then now I'm a probationary firefighter with Seaside Fire Department.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to.
For what?
I said I had to. I'm from Seaside, so Seaside,
Yeah.
Less ghetto though.
Less ghetto. And that's also something I forgot to mention, so I'm glad that you mentioned it, Lily, that we're all three from Monterey County, and that's kind of where all of our careers started. And so that's why we're really trying to make it big on getting a girls' camp and growing this in Monterey County, kind of in the middle of North and South, because they kind of already have their things going on. So if we can start in Monterey, just right in the middle, and kind of get that ball rolling.
Yeah, fill in the gaps for, the fire girl camps and the mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Lily, so you said in 2016, that was when you went through the academy?
That was when I graduated college.
Oh, what college?
So I graduated college. I went to CSU Monterey Bay. So I came here in 2013, played on the women's soccer team, and then got my degree in environmental studies. And so after college, I was kind of in this weird limbo because I played soccer for 20 plus years, and that was like my life.
Wow.
And so when that all stopped, I was kind of, I guess you could say, lost and trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. So I knew I wanted something that would be, helping my community and something that would really challenge me. And so when I looked into fire service, I was like, well, I'm going to try this out. I didn't think, like back then, I think I had a different mentality of can I actually do this? And I think that's where a lot of people start. It's like, am I actually able to, reach this goal? And I just kind of was like, okay, let's try it. Let's see where I can go with this. And so I always had that, big goal in the back of my mind. And a lot of it was trial and error. And there were a lot of times where I had to wake up really early in the morning, go do my workout, then go do my class, because I was still doing classes at MPC, then go to work, whatever it was. So it was a lot of, time management and sacrifice, early days and long nights, but, it's all worth it. And now looking back, I'm like, wow, like I actually did that. So when somebody comes up to me and tells me like, hey, I'm interested in doing this, I'm like, you should go for it. Like, right. Yeah, it's going to be brutal at first, and it's going to take a lot of your time and effort, but I totally believe that you can do it.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Sorry. Speaking early on, you mentioned that you looked into the fire service. Like, why the fire service? Like, was that just the first pick that you thought of, or how did that come to your mind?
Well, so I am a first generation firefighter. I didn't have any family members in the fire service. And so I kind of wanted to be like the first one in my family to do that. And I
Cool.
felt like, reading up about the fire service and noticing also the lack of representation in the fire service as far as like women of color, immigrants, all that. Like I wanted to kind of be that representation for other people and push myself, to be that for others and for myself too. I wanted to prove to myself that, I could do this. So that's the big reason why.
Right on.
That's amazing.
We're,
That's
I
really
think,
cool.
I think we're all first generation firefighters, right? Right,
Yeah.
Meglan? Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's awesome, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
really
cool?
like that. I was thinking about that too. I was like, oh, that's cool. First generation in Monterey County. And
Yeah.
it's cool to see, like, you don't meet a lot of women in the fire service. And then let alone now we have the three of us, all
Mhm.
kind of different, but somewhat little pieces are similar to our backgrounds, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. for
Which
sure.
always makes you think how many more girls are out there that,
Would
you
know,
know,
right?
want to do the same path or don't know. Because
Mhm.
I feel like when we all pretty much started in the fire service, there wasn't a lot of help. I never got help. Like it was a lot of like what Lily was saying, like sacrifice, and really, really had to put your whole life into it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
and kind of going back to that whole representation thing, Athena, I don't know if I've ever told you, but so I met you at the gym back in 2016 when I like first started
what
going
gym?
to CrossFit, the
Ah,
CrossFit.
wow.
And yeah, way back when. And I was like, here I am not knowing anything about CrossFit, nothing. And I meet you and like off the bat, I think somebody was like, oh yeah, she's a reserve with Marina Fire. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like here's this person that is doing it, like actually doing it. And here I am, like little me starting to do it. So like I don't even think we ever had like a conversation about it, but just the fact that like you being there like showed me and gave me like the confidence and motivation to like go
Aw.
after it.
Was I not
So
approachable?
no, you were, but like I was like
That's
I was like, here's Athena like lifting a huge amount of weight, and here's
Oh,
little me
whatever.
like,
working out all crazy, dude. That's such a trip because that's exactly how I met you, Athena, too.
Oh God.
And I
They're
didn't want to
fake
talk
weights.
to you at first either. I was scared to talk to you. I remember you were
What?
on the
I'm
rower, and I was like, oh my God, she looks like she could kick my ass.
Oh, whatever. I'm the most approachable person. I can't even say
you
it.
are, and that's what's really funny about it. It's like,
And then, like, right when you start talking to you, you have this huge smile, and you're like, oh, she's actually really nice. Like, yes, someone can help me.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Girls are mean,
Thanks for sharing. They can be, yeah, for sure. And then, meeting other
right?
firewomen, you're just like, I'm not sure which way is this going to go. Like, she could be very territorial.
Very.
Or
Which is
come
always
with
so
open
interesting to me. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy because you get like some women who are like, no, like this is how it is. And you get the other ones like, oh, like I would love to help you. Like, what are your questions? Like, and
Right.
it's just like, okay, so which one am I gonna get?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So going back to how we started, I guess that's the topic today is we want to kind of let people know they're pretty much, at least out here, is a similar starting, right? You start with your EMT class. So Meglan, do you want to go and explain how you started your journey with fire?
Yeah, for sure. Mine's a little weird because I always, since I was probably like 12, I was really set on being a firefighter, but I just didn't know what avenue to take and what kind of was allowed, not allowed for women. So I kind of had my mind set on military, like I can be a firefighter in the military. I've heard of it. like, I heard you get to pick your job kind of a thing. So I actually started testing with like Air Force. I took the ASVAB with the Navy. And then my last one, this is really weird, but it was with the National Guard. And the National Guard place that I went to, because I was living in Marina at the time, was right across the street from MPC. And there was a fire academy going on. And I was like, wait, what? That's crazy. Like, so there's a fire academy here. And then I was like, the more I kind of got meetings with like the military side and like taking the tests, they pretty much told me like, you can sign up to be a firefighter, but you probably won't be for like a couple years because you have to go through basic training. Like, we can't just offer you the select job that you want. You have to fill all of these positions and then maybe. So I was like, I don't like that.
By chance.
I'm a planner. I want to know what's going
on.
So I was like, I don't know. Couldn't make up my mind. I was going to school at the time, finishing my fire science degree. And so then I was leaving and I saw all of the recruits running, you know, with the flags and their helmets. And I was like, wait, can I just go to like a fire academy? Like, do I even have to go into the military? Like, I just didn't know. So I started calling around, and then I saw it was MPC, and I was going to MPC, and I had no idea like that you could do this. So I went and I just started asking questions. I started calling people. I was going to CrossFit at the time, and there was a Monterey firefighter who worked there, and so he was Monterey Fire, and his wife was with Cal Fire. So I started asking them questions, and interesting enough, from what we were just talking about, she was very standoffish. Kind of like, well, what are you doing to like kind of prove yourself? What are you doing to work out? And I'm like, this young girl, I'm probably like 20 years old. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just want to do this, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And if you don't want to help me, that's totally fine. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I just started figuring it out more. I went on a ride along with the guy from Monterey. I'm so mad at myself. I don't remember his name, but I do remember what he said to me when I left. He gave me like this little axe keychain. And he was like, I know it seems like you feel like you're a little lost right now, but here's this to remind you to do something to get to your goal every day, whether that be 10 push-ups, whether that be making a phone call. And I still have that keychain. I still keep it. It's still on my keys.
That's awesome.
And so then I started just looking in more. I went to the EMT class at MPC, and kind of just when it flowed from there. Once I finally figured out that I had to do the EMT class and do all the prereqs to get into the fire academy, went and talked to, you guys know Jill. So I went and called and talked to her so many times, because I mean, I honestly didn't have any help. Nobody knew. Like, everybody who I asked was kind of like, well, I don't know, like, kind of a thing. Like, so that was kind of like where I started. And like I said, once I did the EMT class, it started to flow and just kind of go from there, and went through. And that's actually how I met Lily too. So that was kind of cool.
Totally right.
You know?
Wait, so what class were you, Meglan?
I was 17-1, and I think Lily, you went in right after
I was
me.
17 too. Yeah.
Wow.
My first night, Meglan was yelling at me to beat my face. Nice. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Gosh, I was
and it was like all nice because we had a mutual friend, and it was really nice. He was like, I want to introduce you. Because I just went through the academy, and so then I do remember that. And then I remember having a nice conversation with you. And then like the next time I saw you, it was like, do 10 more push-ups. You suck. You were like, what?
Okay, I thought we were friends, but okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was a little bit more mean back then. But it was nice to go back to the academies and be able to kind of do that, because it was so, the academy is so intense when you first go, because it's paramilitary. And I personally, I was not expecting any of that. you know,
Yeah,
like
no,
someone telling you when you could drink water and how many turns to do
yeah,
it.
to,
And I'm
to
like,
open the cap. Yeah, in a
yeah.
squat
So
hold, mind you. Yeah.
yes. And then it's like,
Take a little
okay, cool.
sip.
I
Too much of a
graduated. I
sip.
get to go yell at people now.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
you
pretty
guys
much
are
like,
what? I'm sorry.
huh?
Go ahead.
No, wait, sorry, what?
You guys were what? 2017. So I was
Mhm.
2011. So it's quite a ways back. So, but
I wanna
I've been back to the academy recently, and I'm helping, like, paying it forward and that sort of thing. So it's been
oh,
really
cool.
cool. Yeah, things have changed quite a bit.
I heard.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic we can discuss. But it to go with what you were saying, like, it's a great feeling to be able to go back and like see it from the other side and understand how they're feeling because you were there, right?
Right?
And anyway, so it was good. It's good memories, and definitely going back, we should all show up one day. I'd like to see more women in there. Obviously, that's why we're doing this, so that we can encourage
Right.
them, and motivate them also.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess I'll just go into how I started.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's hard because it's like it's such a condensed time, you
Yeah, I
know.
know, these freaking limited Zoom. We're gonna have to upgrade.
I know, because it's like when you're talking about, it's like you could think of 30 more things that you could say about it, but it's so weird. Which also is a trip to me because I feel like Athena, when you went through, I think the gap between you and then Lily and I think you were probably like one of the last girls to graduate because when I went in, they told me it was like 5 or 6 years before a girl has graduated.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's some stuff I'd like. I know I've hit up. There was a lady before Jill, and it was oh my gosh, Natalie, and she was the gal that was the admin then, and she got some great stories about her, and she was really helpful. But
Oh,
I have to. God, I need to stop playing with the table here. I'm about to kick over my laptop. Playing footsies with my TV dinner table. Anyways, so yeah, with that, I think the last time I called and I talked to them, they said there was only like less than a dozen women in this academy that started back in 2000. I want to say 2005, somewhere
mhm.
around there. And anyway, so for me, I'll just say I was 31. I think 31, working in the basement of Glasgow Hall at NPS, and I've always had like random jobs, but I was mostly in government contracting or working for the DoD. And so basically paper pushing and that kind of thing. I was kind of bored, and I was looking around, sitting in the basement going, there's got to be more to life than this. And the people that were in the basement working with me looked like they had never left the basement.
Oh
So
God.
I was like, oh God, there's
Like,
no
oh no.
the only plant that would survive is a cactus. Like, it was just like I wanted to get out, and I knew there was something that I was called to do. I just didn't know what it was yet.
Mhm.
And so, early on in life, all through my 20s, I was having all my kids and, raising them and whatnot. And so I had 4 at the time, from baby to the age of like 12.
Oh
And
wow.
so, yeah, so I had my hands full. And I was like, well, I got to do something else. I got to get out of this basement. And so then I was like, well, maybe I'm not going to join the military, because that's what I originally wanted to do, was join the military to become a military police. And this was when I was 18. But I ended up getting pregnant for summer instead. It's only to lose weight, I ended up gaining weight, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I guess that's not happening. God has a different plan for me. Anyways, the rest is history. And then, so what happened was I told my husband about this idea, and he was like, heck no, you're not going to have a gun and chase people around. So I was like, well, what other public service job can I do? And so I looked, and I was like, oh, firefighting. And back then in 2010 or so, or 2009, there wasn't a lot of information on the internet as there is now. And so, like you said, we have to so even more so, there wasn't as much information. So I just called around different fire departments and contacted NPC, try to find out what I needed, all the prerequisites, and EMT class, right? Number one, got to get that down. called the fire department trying to see if I could talk to a firewoman to see if there was one that existed. And right. I eventually found one.
Seriously.
I found one. She also had 2 kids. Actually, correction, I contacted the fire academy and they told me who had graduated their academy and then kind of gave me a little like, oh, direction on where she might be working. So I kind of stalked her that way. And then, yeah, it turned out great. And then she was like, all right, well, let's meet. And then took me under her wing, you know, was like a mentor to me after she decided that she would help me, which I thought was really cool. And by helping me, I mean like by mentally breaking me down and physically and beating me and using things against me to make me work harder. So
nice.
So I was like, I think I prepped for the academy for like, you know, 6 to 9 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And the CPAT, right? What is it? Candidate Physical Agility Test.
Oh, the agility test. I forgot about that thing. I blocked
Right,
that out of my mind.
Right. Was it like no more than 10 minutes? There's this physical agility test you have to go through.
Yeah, there's like
think
8
so.
stations.
Right. So all simulating firefighting operations that you would encounter on the fire ground. And so you have to pass that test. So she kind of beat me up to help me pass that. I failed it the first time. And then I went back and I passed it the second time. But it took me like another 6 weeks to actually pass it. But I went from couch potato. Like I was like the wannabe gym. I don't even know if I really went to the gym back then. Now I'm a gym rat. I was a couch potato, so I'm surprised. So with that said, if I could do it coming from a couch and having no sports background at all, then anybody that has the will and determination to train for it and do it can do it. So
yeah, that's all it takes, honestly.
Right. You don't have to be this, you know, A-star or whatever you want to call it, 5-star athlete. I don't even know. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about. How do you rate athletes? MVP.
All-American.
MVP.
So there you go. That just proves my level of physical abilities back then. But anyways, yeah, and that was it. Joined the academy, did everything I was told to do. We had to also do a 6-week first aid / CPR course in Santa Cruz. Did you guys have to do
anything with DFib?
I think you had to have like your CPR to go into the EMT course.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like a first aid CPR course, but I want to say it was like 6 weeks long, something like that. But yeah. So that's kind of what I did. And then I didn't really get hired till about a couple of years after I graduated. I went in as a reserve with my department now, and then didn't get hired full time till maybe 6 years later, because I was running my own business, which is a whole nother topic. But eventually I was like, well, I think it's the time is now. I'm turning 40, and thankfully they hired me. So mama wasn't getting any younger. But it's been great. Been great. So
yeah, that's pretty awesome too, honestly. Just like your story and being a mom, because I know that's still something that scares me. Like I want a family, but I feel like I can't do it in the fire service, but you can.
Well, yeah, now they have to, because now there's women in the fire service. And I had one of the girls reach out to me and say, hey, I'm planning on having kids. What does your department do? I'm like, I'm the second female ever to be in that department. We don't have anything set up, so I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah. And
I did not know that.
Anywhere else you go, other jobs, right? They have a plan for people that get pregnant, but
well, it's just crazy. It's what, 2022, and it's still we're still kind of like integrating women into the fire service still,
right.
You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah, less than 4%.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at like even just some stations like don't even have like separate bathrooms. I mean, you could go into a lot of different things, but like I've been in situations where it's like, okay, I gotta wait for all the guys to use the bathroom. Now I can use the bathroom. And it's like, really?
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Or they have open floor plans for where you sleep. It's like a community sleeping center.
Oh, I love that.
It's the best. Barracks. It's like summer camp.
But what if they snore? What if they snore?
Like that once.
But that could be anybody.
I like
The
my
only thing
closed
that
dorm
sucks
room.
about those is snoring.
Oh,
It is, yeah.
I don't know.
But-
I enjoy having a little dorm room with an actual door on it. It's so nice.
That's like I've
That's
never
so
in my whole career ever had my own room.
Dude, that's so crazy because I have my own room right now and I hate it. I even tell the guys, I'm like, I'm just gonna take my mattress and like go sleep on the floor because I don't want to sleep by myself. I'm so used to sleeping in like barracks and stuff. And then if we watch a scary movie, I'm like,
Oh, you're like, no.
I'm not sleeping in here by myself.
Oh man, that's funny.
I guess the key points that we can hit for where to start, like if you're wanting to get into the fire service, a good place, like you all mentioned, is doing your EMT course. So depending on where you live, there's usually, hopefully, one near you. We're all very lucky that here in the Monterey Bay, there's one. And then checking for what their prereqs are. Most of them, require you to have your CPR card, which you can either do online now or find a location near you. After your
Yeah,
EMT,
you can do it online.
yeah, so which is great.
Nice.
So EMT, other big thing is passing your NAT Reg. I recommend trying to do that, as early as possible out of your EMT course, and then finding a fire academy near you. A lot of people don't realize, just like it's like I had no idea, Meg, Athena,
Right?
that there was one like right here in our backyard. So you
Same.
can find, even just Googling, quick Google search, like an accredited fire academy near me, boom, it'll show up, or one near you. And then the prereqs for that fire academy. So most of them, it's, your CPR, EMT, you have to be at least 18 years or older. I think a
CPAT.
driver's license,
Yeah.
CPAT, which is another big thing that people, I don't think, realize they have to do. So the CPAT, you can go on their website and find out dates for that. I think it's like $150, and they also offer scholarships too, if you need assistance with paying that. And then once the fire academy, I think in the fire academy you'll learn more about different opportunities for your career, because I know like from here at NPC, like that's where I had my first encounter with CAL FIRE and like what they're all about, and it just like I was sold. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Me too.
And I was super stoked on it. I'm always vouching for CAL FIRE. I think it's a great organization, a great place to work. And so that hopefully your fire academy gives you some kind of something like that, where you can meet other departments in your area, or even just, the whole statewide, like CAL FIRE. So if there's any other questions, you can always reach us, on Instagram or Facebook for if you have specific questions, or even just like others that we didn't hit today. Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And
Also,
what's nice too is like now Lily will be also responding. So full on member.
I'll try to.
The three of us are gonna take.
You never know who it is.
Yeah.
You never know who it is, but it's one of us.
Yeah, it's one of us.
Always gonna be one of us. Yeah, we'll be better about signing it at the end. But yeah, for sure. And those were all super good points, Lily. And something like, just for like the nitpicky of it, if you do want to do your CPR card, you have to make sure that it's nationally approved, like AHA or something like that, because a lot of places, if it's not acceptable. Especially be careful with that with the online ones, because I ran into that problem where I just wanted to do a recert, but it wasn't AHA approved. So
bummer.
it's kind of like little things like that. But like Lily said, like if there's any questions, I feel like everybody's pretty good about messaging us, and then in our next video at the beginning, we can always take a small portion of that and answer questions, or we'll just message you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to just add something with regards to the CPAT. You may be in a different part of the country or world for that matter. So you may have to look into see what's local. Everything is going to be local to where you're living. So for example, I believe in SoCal, Southern California, they do what is called a biddle. And so it's
I've heard about that.
different type of agility test. Honestly, don't know what it consists of, but
It's kind of like their version of the CPAT.
okay. So like a
Yeah.
time cap type thing. Okay. So
Yeah,
there's that. And then the other thing I highly recommend is, reaching out and finding a mentor.
definitely.
And that's where we come into place also, but locally, nothing better than having someone right there in your hometown or wherever you live to help kind of guide you. And that was like golden for me. I think I definitely wouldn't have made it as far as I did and be where I am today if I didn't have that mentor helping me. And she's now already retired out of the fire service, but it was really awesome to have someone kind of guide you and someone that's been through the same exact, academy and whatnot. And you can find those even at just, like you said, through the fire academy itself. They're going to introduce you to a ton of people in different departments, and you can always reach out through that avenue as well. But
Yeah, and I really like that's kind of how you started, because I didn't even know that was a thing. So, and that's why I'm super glad that we're doing this, just so anybody can have that opportunity as well to have that mentorship. So
yeah, for sure, ask away. So questions, whatever you guys got, we're here for you.
yeah, thanks
Lily,
for listening.
Lily, thanks for joining our our club.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
I was gonna say, like, super excited to have you, Lily, and just you're a really awesome person and firefighter and mentorship. So it'll be really cool. It's exciting. We're
Yes,
moving
Thank you.
in a
I'm
good
excited.
direction.
Yeah.
I get to talk to you guys more, so what's better than that?
I
Email
know.
call. Nice. All right. Well, you ladies have a wonderful day. Oh, P.S. I forgot. We're also on oh my gosh, I just lost it right now. I'll put it in the link. Basically, a Patreon account where you guys can subscribe to our account, help donate to help us keep moving forward, and so we could spread the word and all the good stuff for all the gals and guys out there. So we'll have that linked in there, and then also, we're on Facebook and Instagram, and what else do we got?
Did you say Spacebook?
Yeah, I'm the era between MySpace and Facebook.
That's awesome.
I know. I don't even have Facebook. So, well, I use our Facebook account. Well, I actually don't even really. Athena, you got that one? 'Cause I don't really know.
Yeah, I noticed you're posting to my account.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know how that's happening.
I love it. It's great. Oh man, technology. Well,
Seriously.
all right. Do you guys got anything else?
No, thank you for listening, everyone, and have a good day, ladies.
Have a great day. Have a good one. Stay in touch. Bye.